Thanks so much for clicking on this video. Welcome to Brian's Funhouse. Just got back, just flew in from Seattle, and boy are my arms tired. Seattle, our 18th most populous city here in America. It was my second time. I've been to Seattle in the mid-90s and just pretty much I was a band. We played a show there, drove through, and never got to explore it. This time I was there actually before and after a cruise I took to Alaska. If you want to see how that goes, soon I'll be editing those videos up on my other channel, Brian's Art for Animals. You can join me on my Alaskan cruise. But we're talking about music here on Brian's Funhouse, and I went to Seattle rather before the Alaska trip, and had a huge list of record stores I wanted to hit on my first day before we jumped onto the boat there. But thanks to American Airlines, which I usually don't fly, and the 8 departure time changes, my first day in Seattle was cut in half. So I determined really fast what 2 record stores I could go to. I was in the Belltown area of Seattle, so I only go to things that I wanted to walk to, because why Uber everywhere? Because it's going to be expensive. So especially in Seattle, it's really expensive to Uber and Lyft and all that stuff in Seattle. So yeah, I Holy Cow was first on my list, which is in the Pike Street Market, I believe. I believe it's a good one, but sorry, Holy Cow was not able to go to your store. So within walking distance of the hotel I was at, the top store that came up, it got a 4.7 out of 5 on Google. Singles Going Steady, which is primarily a punk rock store. We'll take a look at the store here. I was pleasantly surprised, and I knew I didn't really want to carry a lot of vinyl with me on this cruise and all that, so unless I found something that was ultra rare at an ultra great price, I was just flipping through the vinyl really fast. I kind of didn't really want to find anything, but it's a record store and you have to go because you have to look. Talked with the employee there, seemed like a really nice guy, and was happy to support the store. Bought CDs, 2 CDs. I bought the Bullet Boys. Remember them? Smooth Up In Ya? Probably not the hair metal, glam, pop metal bands that I like. I'd put them on the list of bands that are like, eh. But I'm always curious to see what these bands kind of went after their first big album. So this came out in 1991, which was the year of Kurt Cobain and Seattle. So started that time. So they put these bands to rest. People weren't as interested in these hair metal bands anymore. So I am anxious. Obviously this was probably recorded before they knew what was going to happen. So I'm anxious to hear how they sound on that. I used to have their debut and I sold it on eBay because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of them, and it's actually worth an okay amount. So if you have the first album from the Bullet Boys and not a big fan like I was, now's a good time to unload it, because vinyl prices are crazy. But that was their second album. Oh, it's called Freak Show. I talk more about it, but I haven't played it yet. So I'm sure it's just average. I don't think it's going to be great. I'm preparing myself for just average. It's a few bucks, glam metal. I'm going to buy it. Something that I really hope I enjoy, which is also just a few bucks, but people sell this for like 12 or more. Sham 69, the Punk Singles Collection, 1977 to 1980. So this will deal with all the singles off their first 4 albums. It's a comp that came out in 1998 on Cleopatra Records. I believe it's been reissued since then, but this is the 1998 version. It's got some live songs on it. Where we got 22 songs from the great punk rock Sham 69. They also had videos for sale. I grabbed this really quick. I knew the girl on the cover looked more recent, so I don't know why I thought it was going to be the original Piranha from 1978, which is up on YouTube here for free, I think. But this is a 2010 remake of Piranha. What the heck? I'm anxious to see it. You know, I went to Brazil. That's been about 10 years, and I think piranha is like a general term for some fish, and then they have all their kind of little species of piranha or subspecies of piranha. But piranha is a tasty fish. I don't know if any of you, I know some people own them in tanks, and it's cool to own a piranha. Yeah, I own a piranha, and I think they live long and they're hardy. I don't know, but if you ever get a chance to eat, if you like fish and you ever get a chance to eat piranha, it was one of the more tastier fish I've ever had. I'm sure the people in this video being killed by them are not happy, but anyway, I picked up the movie 2010 Piranha. I got the soundtrack. This is also worth, I've seen this go on eBay for like $80, $100 for the soundtrack. I picked it up a long time ago. I want to say for less than 20 when I was soundtrack collecting, and I just got through my 3rd purge. I own about half the soundtracks I used to own just a few years ago. I was collecting movie soundtracks on vinyl. It got out of hand. I realized I'm not even listening to half this stuff, so I grabbed about 80 out, more to purge. I purged about 70 or 80 about a year or two ago. Now I'm doing another purge. I got it down to half the collection what it was. It's 2 shelves worth of soundtracks. I'm happy with that amount. I'm going to keep that amount for a while. And what survived the purge was PATERON. And I don't know if it's a great soundtrack so much as just look at that artwork. That is beautiful artwork. I just love the old vinyls. Love the old records with that great artwork. And I'm sure it's a good soundtrack too. Of course, you know, boom, I'm in Seattle. You gotta hit Sub Pop. The great record label put out singles. You know, they had stuff by Superchunk and early Smashing Pumpkins. So it was a great album label. Pretty much, if you saw the little insignia, I'll show you, for Sub Pop, you knew you were going to get some quality indie rock. They were sticking it to the big boys. We all thought the big major labels were going to implode because indie labels like Sub Pop, Touch and Go, Wax Tracks, they were all killing it. Who needs corporate rock when you got good stuff? So yeah, I went to Sub Pop Record Store, which looks very corporate-y. It's a little record shop. I don't know if they have 2 locations, but I went to the street location. Yeah, it was good. The only thing I found, I mean, I don't really need any Nirvana represses or Pearl Jam represses or Alice in Chains represses. I'm good. I only have the first Pearl Jam album. It's the only one I can like of theirs. Alice in Chains, we'll talk more about that later, and Soundgarden have all their stuff. So, but I did need this. I do have the Screaming Life on vinyl. Let me show that to you. Yeah, so here I go. I've had this forever. This came out in '87. It's worth about $80, I think, on Discogs. But yeah, this is the original vinyl edition of the CD I'm showing you from '87 on Sub Pop. I probably bought this 90, 91-ish at a record store here in Chicago. Yes, I've had that for a long time. But yeah, I finally got it on CD because obviously back then you didn't get the little codes to put in the internet and get your music. So if I want to burn it onto my onto my computer and play it on my iTunes, I got to have the CD here because I don't know how to do it any other way. So yeah, for $12 I got it, and this includes an EP of theirs that I do not have, which is called the FOP EP, F-O-P-P, FOP EP. I don't have the FOP EP, so these are available at Sub Pop store for $12. That's not bad at all. The Soundgarden, their first 2 EPs on one CD. And then I went to the Soundgarden store in the airport on the way home after having some delicious, after the Sub Pop store in Seattle. I went and had some great tacos. And for the Sub Pop store at the airport, I had some great fresh oysters. So I went to the Sub Pop store, and I don't know if you're familiar with these books. These are the 33 1/3 book. It's pretty much a well-written essay about an album. So if you're a music nerd like I am and you really like an album, get these little books. You can see they're little, and they go into great depth, way too much, about a single album. So I got the one for Highway to Hell, and I have a few others. I have the Freedom of Choice one from Devo, and I think 1 or 2 others. But I found this one, and this is the 33 1/3 book about Jawbreaker, 24-hour revenge therapy. It also talks a lot about how pop punk and indie rock was just exploding in the mid-90s, early 90s. So yeah, had to pick these up at the Sub Pop record store in the airport. Something I bought before the trip on eBay was these 4 clippings, and I put them in a frame. One of my favorite bands up there is Rush and Cheap Trick, as I say all the time in my videos. So this is 4 ads in Circus Magazine for Cheap Trick's original debut LP. Great, great album. If you've never heard it, what are you doing? Listen to it. It's Cheap Trick at its finest. And those are 4 ads for that album, Circus Magazine. And I'm happy to have them framed. Where will I put them? I don't know, because the Funhouse is totally packed. Alright, let's move on to other stuff I bought before I went on to this trip. If you've been watching the last few videos, you know I am all about the Rush promos. Rush singles on these promos, these blue and white labels. Oh, so good. Shows some buildings from here in Chicago. So it's not black and white, it's more like a blue and white, if you can see. I'll try to snip a close-up view. And this one actually had a really cool paper cover of Mercury Records of the same picture. Not a lot have this one. And this is of the Twilight Zone. and Lessons, 2 songs from 2112, Rush's 4th album. Hair metal, like we were talking about before, Arizona had its own little entry to the hair metal scene way back in the mid-'80s, and they were a band called Icon. They're kind of AOR, radio-friendly, pop rock, heavy metal, all that stuff. They got the heavy metal tag because they look like that, You grow your hair long enough and wear the crazy enough outfits you will be seeing as heavy metal. From 84, this is their first release. I have their second release for a long time, Between the Eyes, and enjoyed it. This I do have on CD, but I always wanted the vinyl version of that. What else we got? We got the Lemonheads, Mrs. Robinson, and Being Around. This is a 10-inch. So it's Miss Robinson, Being Around. Side 2 is Divan and Into Your Arms. Into Your Arms is a great song. These are, of course, it's a promo one. A lot of these songs, of course, are from It's a Shame About Ray, which is my favorite Lemonheads album, and really the only Lemonheads album that I'll reach to pull out, because I don't seem to really reach for the other ones. And there's another album. Hold on, I have to get it. Hey, I'm back. Speaking about 10 inches, I've always wanted this one. I got this promo CD when I used to review music for college radio back when I was at UIC. 91, 92, 93, it doesn't matter. Ivy, this is a band, this came out in 94, so yeah, I probably got it late 93, 94. Got the CD promo of this. It's called Lately. Ivy is a female-fronted pop rock band. Great stuff. I think they're officially out of New York. Ivy, Lately, the 10-inch. It was sealed. I just opened it. Smells like 1994, and yeah, good stuff. Glad to have it on vinyl proper, because like I said, for years and years I just had the CD promo of that. I was at a used store here that sells records and tapes and CDs and video games, and someone recently must have gotten rid of their heavy metal vinyl collection, because man oh man did they have a lot, and I'm not doing well financially right now, so I limited myself. Pick out one record from this great thing, and I hope to go back next paycheck, because they were all priced great, and I was really happy with this one. For 20 bucks, Manowar, Hail to England, in very good shape. This is their 3rd album from 1984. They have 11 albums these days. I don't need all 11, but I do have a lot of their classic albums. This is, I think they consider their early era, their first 3 albums. So this is obviously the last of the early era. Eric Adams is the vocalist, doesn't get the credit that he deserves because the band is so kind of seen as cheesy because they were loincloths and all that stuff. But musicianship, I mean, they're all stellar musicians, great heavy metal stuff. If you love heavy metal, you gotta accept it being a little tongue-in-cheek anyway. Like hair metal and all that's kind of silly. Even punk, the punk purist, it's still silly. Isn't all art kind of silly in a way? I don't know. So Manowar, Hail to England, the cover art is just amazing. The record, I'm so glad to get this for just 20 bucks. Thank you for record stores. Sometimes just pricing things just normal, or hey, we want to get rid of it, here's a good price. It was starting to drizzle at the flea market, so I was in a hurry, and I just grabbed it because I've been looking for it on vinyl. I finally got it on CD not too long ago. Talking about Sinead O'Connor's 2nd album from 1990, and I just thought because it was so quick, this was a reissue, a repressing. This is the original 1989/90 Enigma Ensign Chrysalis release of her album. I do not want what I haven't got. And of course, Sinead took crap when she ripped the Pope picture up, and now we're all like, oh yeah, she was right about the church. No crap. She took a lot of crap for just having a bald head. People back then, women especially, took crap for having colored hair, took crap for having tattoos, and shaving their head was crazy. So yeah, she hit it in the pop charts like crazy from the Prince song, Nothing Compares to You, but almost every time people spoke about her, they kind of joked, about her shaved head and all that stuff. Nowadays, we don't care. We've advanced as society in some ways, and in other ways, we really haven't advanced at all in society. But this is a music channel, so let's talk more about music. Alice in Chains, their 3rd album from 1995. How did I not own this? I got Facelift, a promo cassette my friend let me borrow, and I love the songs on it. And then Dirt came out, and it was like great. It was one of the first CDs, if not the first CD I ever bought, was Dirt from Alice in Chains. And I think by the time this came out, I was hearing the songs from it, and I loved it all, but somehow I just never ever bought their self-titled release, the third release from 1995. And I finally got it on CD, and yeah, I'm really familiar with this album. I don't know why it took me this long to get it. Perhaps I was put off by the sad-faced three-legged dog, but if you're like me for some reason and haven't heard that one from Alice in Chains, I don't know who hasn't besides me in the world. It's a great one. Against Me, a little Florida punk rock. This is their fourth album from 2007. Of course, Against Me is a punk rock. The band, this is new wave. This is a good one. When groups have lots of albums, some are better than others, and this would be up higher on their list for sure. Tina Turner, The Afterburner. This is the vinyl. I've had this forever and ever with the promo hype sticker there. I saw her in 98 or 99 with Cyndi Lauper opening up. Tina Turner was amazing. Wow. Hour and a half, 2 hour show, running around on heels, hitting all the notes, performing. She had a great band behind her, but she was killing it. Yeah, she of course went solo after she got away from that, let's call him Slap Happy Ike Turner, and this was her fourth album as a solo artist, fifth album as a solo artist, sorry about that, it came out in 84, fifth album as a solo artist. The CD, as you can see, is a drastic change from the LP cover. I like the, let's vote, I like the LP. Comments below, what do you like, the LP cover or the CD cover? I'm going LP cover. I think it's a cooler picture of Miss Tina Turner. Yeah, what a great artist. Matt Skiba, the singer of Alkaline Trio. A lot of you pop punk fans know Alkaline Trio, started in the Chicago area. He goes solo every once in a while, and these are two releases from him solo, 2012, Babylon, and 2015, Cuts. I have this on vinyl. It's pretty hard to find. I think I have it on vinyl. It's a great, just power pop punk. It's good stuff. Cuts, I bought CD only. I don't know how, because I forgot to put it in my little app of things I own. And if I don't put things I own in my app, I'm going to rebuy them. So I rebought them, but at least the time I rebought them, although the cover's kind of scarred, it does have a cover to it. So I have two CDs of that. And then Roger Waters, I showed this one, Radio Waves. This is his second solo album. I showed that one, but I pulled it out anyway because I was pulling out this one. Amused to Death, I have it on vinyl, or picture disc. I have it on vinyl, I believe, and now I have it on CD. So his fourth album, Amused to Death, Roger Waters, or his third. This is his third album, Roger Waters. The reason I said fourth, I just did a video of the group's artists that I like their fourth album the best, and Roger Waters was one of them with his fourth album, not this being his third. Alright, well that's it for Seattle buys and other buys. Hope you liked the video. Let's talk music in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.